Heavy metal has always thrived in the margins, born from rebellion, sharpened by distortion, and sustained by a global legion of fans who worship riffs louder than reason. Yet for every Metallica or Maiden, there's a masterpiece buried in obscurity. Albums that shred with brilliance but never broke through the noise. This is a tribute to those unsung records, undeniable in their power, overlooked by the masses. Whether lost to bad timing, label neglect, or simply too weird for mainstream metalheads, these albums deserve resurrection. We'll dive into the forgotten corners of thrash, doom, black, and avant-garde metal to spotlight the records that should have been legends, but instead became cult whispers. This is overlooked and undeniable. Atrophy, Socialized Hate, a thrash manifesto of addiction, indoctrination, and inherited rage. In the crowded pantheon of late 80s thrash metal, Atrophy's Socialized Hate stands as a snarling, underappreciated beast, equal parts political screed, social commentary, and sonic assault. Released in 1988, this debut album from the Tucson-based quintet fused breakneck riffing with lyrical depth, tackling themes of addiction, systemic hate, and generational trauma with a clarity and fury that rivaled their more famous contemporaries. While Metallica, Slayer, and Megadeth were dominating the airwaves, Atrophy was busy crafting an album that didn't just rage, it reasoned. 3 tracks in particular, Product of the Past, Chemical Dependency, and Socialized Hate, form the ideological backbone of the record. They're not just songs, they're thrash metal think pieces, delivered with the subtlety of a sledgehammer and the precision of a scalpel. Product of the Past.
Sun is down, lights go on, glass and concrete hill. Beast is around, she begins to prowl with every snow.
Thrash as historical reckoning. Opening with a barrage of galloping riffs and syncopated drum hits, Product of the Past wastes no time in establishing its thesis. We are shaped, often tragically, by the ideologies and failures of those who came before us. The lyrics are a bitter reflection on inherited prejudice, violence, and ignorance, how the sins of the father become the scars of the son. Atrophy doesn't offer easy answers. Instead, they force listeners to confront uncomfortable truths about legacy and complicity. Musically, the track is a masterclass in thrash dynamics. Guitarists Chris Likens and Rick Skowron trade riffs like blows in a street fight, while Tim Kelly's drumming drives the song forward with relentless urgency. The breakdown midway through slows the tempo just enough to let the lyrics breathe before launching back into a furious finale. It's a sonic metaphor for history itself, brief moments of reflection punctuated by cycles of chaos. What makes Product of the Past so compelling is its refusal to let the listener off the hook. It's not just about what others did, it's about what we continue to do. The song's final line suggests that unless we actively break the cycle, we're doomed to repeat it. In a genre often accused of nihilism, Atrophy offers a challenge: confront the past or become its next casualty. Chemical Dependency. Addiction as a thrash nightmare. Chemical Dependency is perhaps the album's most emotionally raw track. It opens with a sample that mimics the calm before the storm, a moment of deceptive serenity before the chaos of addiction takes hold. Then the guitars kick in, and all hell breaks loose. The song mirrors the experience of substance abuse, initial euphoria, followed by spiraling loss of control, culminating in devastation. Lyrically, Atrophy avoids the cliches that plagued many anti-drug songs of the era. There's no moralizing, no finger-wagging. Instead, they offer a brutally honest portrayal of addiction's grip, how it seduces, consumes, and destroys. The chorus hits like a relapse: chemical dependency. You're not who you used to be. It's accusatory, but also mournful, a lament for the person lost to the drug. The instrumentation reinforces the theme. The riffs are jagged and unpredictable, mimicking the erratic highs and lows of addiction. The solo is chaotic, almost dissonant, reflecting the internal turmoil of the addict, and the rhythm section, tight, aggressive, unrelenting, feels like the heartbeat of someone teetering on the edge. Chemical dependency doesn't just describe addiction, it embodies it. It's a thrash metal descent into hell, and it's one of the most effective anti-drug statements the genre has ever produced. Socialized Hate.
Can't you see it's a lie to know that they died trapped by your hate? Stand tight, convenient wants to be observant, taught by stage.
The title track as manifesto. If Socialized Hate were a political pamphlet, the title track would be its opening salvo. This song is a direct, unflinching critique of how hatred is taught, normalized, and weaponized by society. Racism, nationalism, religious intolerance, it's all laid bare. Atrophy doesn't mince words, and they don't hide behind metaphor. The lyrics are confrontational, demanding accountability from institutions and individuals alike. Musically, Socialized Hate is pure thrash adrenaline. The riffs are tight and aggressive, the tempo relentless, and the vocals delivered with venomous clarity. There's a sense of controlled chaos here, anger channeled into precision. The song's structure is almost militaristic, reflecting the indoctrination it critiques. What sets this track apart is its intellectual rigor. Atrophy isn't just angry, they're informed. They understand that hate isn't innate, it's taught, reinforced, and rewarded. The song's final verse is a call to arms, reject the programming, challenge the narrative, and dismantle the systems that perpetuate division. What makes this record endure isn't just its speed or technical chops. It's the clarity of its rage. Atrophy didn't scream into the void, they screamed with purpose. And while the album may have been buried beneath the avalanche of late 80s thrash releases, its relevance has only grown. In a world still grappling with generational trauma, systemic hate, and the opioid crisis, Socialized Hate feels less like a relic and more like a warning. So crank it up, let the riffs rip, and listen closely. Atrophy had something to say, and decades later, it still hits like a clenched fist to the conscience. Now do as your mistress commands, buy this album, crank it to 11, and bang your head.